this is Anne from Odulcina. I have a new kit for you, and it is a lace holder like this, for example, but it can also be like just a bookmark, right? You can add a little do we say tassel? But anyway, some fibers or sari silk or a ribbon, and you can transform that into the perfect bookmark. So I want to show you this kit, and then I'll make a creation. So the kit is only 6 lace holder or bookmarks. So you have those 6, and you have them as a PNG. So if you have a Cricut machine, you can use your Cricut machine to fussy cut them like I did. But they are pretty easy to fussy cut with scissors as well. So you have them as well as a PDF file. And in the PDF file, you're going to have different sizes. So this is pretty much the full size. And like for this is just me printing 2 pages into one. But in the PDF, you're going to have different sizes from this to this, and even smaller than that. So I just didn't print them, but you have full options there. And if you have a Windows computer or a Mac and you work with JPEG files or PNG files, then you can resize them to your taste. So look at that. This is one of the ladies. This is, I would say, my second favorite, because my favorite for me, it is this one. But I didn't do anything yet with it. And, well, this one is the same, but we can see, just changing the lace, it can go a different kind of look, or just fancy yarns. Isn't it lovely? I love that. And here, I didn't do any bookmarks, so I have this bookmark here with just some fancy yarns there. But here, I created a little booklet. So I took 3 pages, folded them, placed the lady on top of them. I was holding firmly and cut with my scissors. And then I inked everything, and I used the brad here just to hold everything. That could be a staple too. And here we go. We have a little booklet. I love this idea. So now I'm going to work on something else than bookmarks, lace holder, or little booklets there. These are the first ideas that come to my mind, and now I'm gonna do like a more complex project with that. I'll start with that. I don't exactly know where I'm going, but I want kind of a background card, and I want the lace holder as a decoration, and I won't use it as neither a lace holder or a bookmark. I'll probably place it like that, and then I'm gonna decorate with laces and layers, and do kind of either an insert, a decoration of a page, or a decoration of a junk journal cover. So first I'm going to ink them, and while I'm inking them, I want to tell you that some of my design team members got that new kit 2 weeks ago, and they also created projects with those bookmark lace holders, and as well the shabby chic fussy cuts that is available already in my shop. But these lace holders and bookmarks, they're only available as of today. As this video goes live, all of the team members, the design team members that did a project with it, we all make it live at the same time. And the kit is available at the same time in my Ödulcina Etsy shop. So just go in the description below of this video to find the links to the design team members that participated into creating some lovely creations with the bookmarks and the shabby chic fussy cuts. So right now for me, because I've already used the shabby chic fussy cuts, I'm gonna just work on this, but for the design team members, they can work on one or the other or both. I want to start with this polka dot tool and give it some folds to create kind of a fluffy background. And because I want to place the lace holder like that, about like that, I'm gonna start putting the glue here. So I'm giving it more tool than what I need because I'm gonna trim it at the end. So I'm flattening it with my spatula because I don't want it to be bulky. And I'll create a little bit more here too. All right, I can create more as well later on. Maybe here, another little bit more. Well, something like that. So far, I love that. And I'll come back to the tool when I'll be kind of done, when I know where I'm going. So cheesecloth is another of my favorite item to create with. So I'm gonna just trim it a little bit smaller, damage wherever I cut it. And what about if I'm adding a little bit of layers here? Just playing to see what I prefer. And I'm gonna add more, but this part here, this is nice. So I'm gonna glue it down. The trick with the hot glue is really to do small sections, and so you can be quick and you can flatten it very, very thin with your spatula. If you try to glue everything at the same time, well, you're gonna have bulkiness because you won't be able to flatten it quick enough before it dries and creates some big chunk of glue. So maybe I can add something here to balance that. I don't need a big piece. So if that looks good. So when it's at the good place, I'm gonna add some glue. And I flatten it right away. And then I'll come do this section here. And I don't put glue yet on those edges because I don't know if I'm gonna add something else. I don't know yet. Now I have this gorgeous lace from Guatemala. When I had a trip to Guatemala almost a year ago, and I came back with some lace. Some of you who bought some lace bundles or the Anne's Favorite box for the last fall time for Christmas, I'm gonna have a new edition this year, hopefully. I started working on it, but it's always a challenge if I'm gonna have enough time or not, but I'm hoping to have one again this year. So this was part of it. What I want to do is maybe like putting it like that. So I need to remove that, and I'm going to place it somewhere else. So this lace is very soft and delicate. What if I do something like that? And here I don't want a straight line, so I'm gonna just give it some curves just to make sure it doesn't look too perfect. What about something like that? Same issue here. I don't like this line. I'm very picky, but sometimes it's the little details like that that makes the whole difference. I love that. Love that. This I'm ready to glue because I know I won't change my mind. Here we go. All right, so now I have this here. I can either create 2 pieces or just one. Well, I think I'm gonna go with just one. Isn't it lovely? I can tell you, if you have delicate and very cute laces that you just love, you're gonna love your project. If you use laces just because you have those laces and you just want to use them, but you don't really love them, well, I don't say that your project won't be cute, but you'll never like it as much as when you love the lace. The lace makes a huge difference. And that's why I tend to work only with delicate lace and laces that I really love. Specifically for a project like this, where it's gonna be the central attention, kind of, if it's converted into like a junk journal cover. I don't know what happened here. I think some glue from my spatula just got into the lady's hat, and I want to remove it before it dries, because the hot glue, if you rub it off quick enough, you're good. You're good to go without damaging the paper. Look at that. I love that. Okay, well, I guess I can add some glue here at the bottom because I won't be adding more behind the lady. And now I think I can trim the excess here. And you're gonna see that I'm trimming quick because I don't want to think about how I cut it too much. I don't want to cut too much because I can always come back and cut more, but I cannot come back and put it back. So you want to be careful with that. But now, do I love the shape? I guess I would need like a contrast. Let me show you. Do I love the shape of that? I love it. I'll stop it there because whatever else there around, when I'm going to use it and know where it goes, on a junk journal cover or on a page or just sliding between pages, I can always trim it again if I want. So for now, I think I'm going to add like a little ribbon and a bow here, and maybe a silk flower here to give it more dimension. And that could be it. So the background of the card makes it like we can see it's not just a plain cardstock or plain paper. It has little details, but we barely can see the details. But it's part of the design to see a little bit of the numbers, a little bit of the swirl there, a little bit of numbers here. So I love that. Okay, I'm gonna put some fancy yarns and a little flower. Okay, this is my stash of flowers that I just pour on my table so I can find the perfect one. And I'm gonna use this fancy yarns. You can buy it from bundles that I have. You have some of it in the fancy yarns tassel bundles, but you can buy it individually. It's always 5 meters long, and it's the pink number 12. Before you ask, I'm gonna give you the information. So I'll just create a little bow here. And by the way, over time, there's a couple of you that ask me how I do my bows. And I did a video, I think it was 2 years ago, more than 2 years ago, I should say, about just, it's a video specifically just showing you my tips and how I do my little bows. So if you are looking for that kind of video because you wonder how I do my bows, I'll put the link in the description below and you can just go and have a look at this little quick video showing you how I do my bows. So I want to place it there. That looks good. It softens a little bit the darker here, and it goes, there's a couple of different pinks there, so everything matches, and the green matches the hat as well, so that's why I thought it was a good match. But honestly, any pink ribbon or sari silk or fancy yarn would just look great, to my own opinion. So let me see now which flower would be the perfect match. This one works. This one is a bit too small. That's what I thought. I'd like to have something a little bit more delicate than that. That looks a little bit more delicate. Like more like this, but small. I'm just not sure if I have something like that. This is big, but it's not the good proportion, but it's not that bad too. What about, it's a bit too bulky. It's not easy, eh? See, I have tons of flowers and I want pink. And finding one that really works is a challenge. That's why we have big stash. Maybe this one. Oh yeah, see, this one is just a bit smaller, so it looks a little bit more delicate. And I'm gonna use a leftover of the mesh to kind of give it more dimension. Maybe something that is not the same. Hold on. Maybe I can use some sari silk. Well, it's more like a chiffon silk. I'm gonna create a knot. I'm trying there. Hopefully it's gonna look nice. If I place that like that. No. maybe just some fancy yarns. Maybe more some green fancy yarns. I do have greens. Look at mine. Well, it's just because sometimes I have just 1 yard or less than 5 meters. So I just put them around and around and around, and I came up with this big stash. But this is one of the green. It's the green number 4. So what about if I do a little knot to hold them together, and I can trim it shorter here. Let me cut that. I think I like it. Let me just show you the potential. So I'm trimming a little bit, different length, as you can see. And here, see how versatile those fancy yarns are. It's really a good addition to your creations, really. So, and I can put maybe the flower in an angle like that. How about that? Well, I like it. I like it enough to glue it down. With the spatula, I'm going to be able to flatten that little knot here. And now that it's flattened a little bit, I can put the rose. Okay, hold on, I have glue everywhere. Okay, I'm going to use those leaves here to kind of complete the whole thing. And I'm going to need to flatten it as well. All right, I think it's going to work. Some glue like that, and I'm going to use a spatula to really flatten the rose. And look at that. Now, maybe I'm going to remove this white one here. This is what it looks like in details, a close-up version, and something like that. Let me show you on a junk journal cover, for example. This junk journal cover has nothing done yet. It's really just the base. And if I just glue it like that, that looks awesome. I could just add a little bit of laces between the card and this cover, and that would be it. Lovely. All right, so the kit is available now, and make sure you go see the members of my design team videos that I linked in the description below to get inspired for more projects or different projects. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.